But I gotta get a game ball. First win in the silver and black.
Yeah!
1, 2, 3.
Well, Raider Nation is rejoicing because the Las Vegas Raiders have started the Pete Carroll era 1-0, going up to New England and taking down the Patriots by a score of 20-13, much to the enjoyment of Black Hole members and Raider fans alike. This is Johnny with the Black Hole, a super fan. What was it like seeing the Raiders start the season on the right foot finally?
It's just so indescribable right now, the moment and how we feel as Raider Nation on Monday. You know, it's awesome. And to go into Foxborough and beat the Patriots, that's amazing to me. I mean, honestly, you had so much stacked against them. They've got a new coach. They've got new personnel. You know, they're trying to do the same thing that we're doing. You know, it's all a soft rebuild. But to go in there into their house and shut them down on opening week, it couldn't get any sweeter.
Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Well, it makes the spirits and the anticipation even higher before they take that stadium for their home opener on Monday when they host the Chargers on primetime. John, what stood out to you about how the Raiders played that allowed that win to happen? Because they went into halftime trailing and then basically shut out the Patriots all the way up until the closing seconds of the game.
Yeah, and I prefer that than to go into halftime where you're up and then you come out and you lose it, which is how it normally goes for us, right? Everybody seemed to have an understanding of what they were supposed to be doing. You didn't have those mental mistakes. You didn't have those errors that we've seen with past coaching staff, right? So it really seems to me like you've got everybody playing like they're Max Crosby, right? With that intensity and that motor of keep it going and not finishing weak, but finishing strong. So for me, I think that was the key to the win is just they kept fighting and they didn't accept that, hey, we're on top and we're just gonna, you know, kind of relax, take our foot off the gas, take our foot off their neck. So yeah, it was awesome.
Well, offensively speaking here, Brock Bowers went for over 100 yards, and his knee is thankfully okay. Jacoby Myers almost got to that 100 mark as well. But it was the Raider debut for Geno Smith, and boy, did he impress with 362 passing yards, finding the end zone. Ashton Genty falling into the end zone in his first ever career game. This offense under Chip Kelly looks pretty transformed, is it not?
Absolutely. I'm super happy. And I was kind of worried because, you know, in the offseason they were talking about, there's not that many targets and, you know, we need to get a number one wide receiver. Listen, I'm not buying that. We've got plenty of people to throw to. We've got some great wide receivers, and I don't see any problems with our position grouping. You know, I mean, I think we've got it dialed in.
And history was made yesterday, not by just a Raiders win, but by Pete Carroll becoming the oldest head coach in NFL history, turning 74 this week, and he does not look like it on the sideline.
Right?
On Monday.
His birthday?
Yeah, September 15th.
So we've really got to bring him the win. I'll be at the game. I'll be in the Win Field Club. I can't wait. You know, and being able to put the spank on the Chargers and Harbaugh, come on, dude. Going the Patriots and then the Chargers, come on. This will be a great beginning to our season.
Well, Johnny and all Raider fans alike know that it's been a revolving door as the head coaches of the Raiders, going from Josh McDaniels, who was on the opposing sideline in Sunday's win at the Patriots, then Antonio Pierce, who had so much expectations that we just couldn't live up to, but Pete Carroll starting it off on the right foot. And he has so much energy. As a Raiders fan, what about Sunday's win made you even more confident in what Pete Carroll brings to this organization?
Well, I think that when you look at it as an organization and as a fan, you can have that type of turmoil and still come out and play like that. I mean, that's the best they've played in a while. Our defense is still the same defense. We've still got the same coach, defensive coordinator, and we've still got a lot of the main guys. So I don't think that was, for me, the question. The question was the offense. What was the offense going to do? And I think they showed us.
Now, the expectations for the Raiders going into the season by many media experts and whatnot would be fourth place in the AFC West. We all know it's a tough division and everything. Now the Chiefs have outright possession of the last place spot in the AFC West. That might change after a while. But where do you think the Raiders stack up? Now that we've seen how Week 1 played out with both the Chargers and the Broncos being 1-0 just like the Raiders, where do you think Las Vegas can go with this season?
I always say the same thing at the beginning of the season. Super Bowl, right? Because why not? Why not us? Why does it have to be oh no, you can't have Super Bowl expectations until you reach a certain plateau or you reach a certain milestone. I don't agree with that. I think you can go from last place to first place. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. Any season can be your season, and that's the great thing about football. Any given Sunday, right? So at the beginning of every season, at the beginning of every game, I always have high hopes for the team. You know, I try not to be pessimistic, but Super Bowl, baby, let's go.
Well, football's most notorious fans are always some of the most optimistic fans. And look, the Raiders are showing good reason to be optimistic after their showing.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know, it's the best time of year where we're going to have football in that stadium again. Real football for the first time since January. I'm sure you'll be there. Many Raiders fans from California and elsewhere will flock to Las Vegas again. What makes you look forward to Monday so much?
Getting together with Raider Nation. You know, getting together with Raider Nation, seeing the fans come into Vegas, and being a part of that energy. You know, it's therapeutic. You know, and I love it.
Well, you know what? I know a lot of Raiders fans would say I love it too, is 1-0, and that's what Las Vegas is after a big win at New England. Impressing Johnny here and the rest of Raider Nation. John, thanks so much for the time.
Absolutely. Raiders, let's go!